2. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Tribal Council Chat. My name is Bruce Heller. That is not our typical co-host, Brett Parnell. He is somewhere in the world right now. This is our friend AJ, who was with us for the premiere of this season and is back this week.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back again. Call me Eminem. Guess who's back? And I'm gonna be here next week too, apparently, because Brett's not gonna be there as well. So I'm here for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we might have Kevin on here too, who's Reality Realm. He does Pit Stop Pals Roundtable Talk too. So I need to
Alrighty.
text him. So let's dive in. Episode 11 of Survivor 49. What did you think?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. There were some things I didn't like because just editing and stuff, but we'll get into that as we get into the episode. But overall, I think the post merge, ever since like Final 11 or whenever they did merge, has been really good.
It
Um,
has been.
I think the pre-merge was not the greatest, so it's been good to see that it's been on a roll lately.
Yeah, I agree. So diving into the episode, my first note here is kind of the post-tribal stuff from last week. One thing me and Brett had touched on last week was Rizzo's fake idol. And apparently the purpose for making one was to get Christina to play hers, but then she did it first, so he decided to just play it for fun. There's really not a strategic reason behind it.
Yeah, I don't really understand it because, like, let's say Christina had not played it, right? And then Rizzo goes and plays the fake idol. Jeff's gonna say it's not fake. I mean, it's not real, it's fake. So, like, where is the process of him thinking that Christina would then go play hers? Like, unless they
I
both
hadn't even
played them
thought
at the
about
same,
that.
unless they both played them at the exact same time, and then Jeff says which one's real and which one's fake. I don't really see how him playing the fake one first would at all have made Christina play hers. So I don't get it.
I hadn't even thought about that. I just enjoyed hearing this because one thing me and Brett disagreed on was whether everyone else knew he still had an idol or not. Like Brett thought he played that so that everyone would stop worrying about his idol because they would think he didn't have a real one.
That's what I
I
thought
feel
originally too. Yeah.
I feel right because I said everyone knows he still has it. It seems like people seem to still know that. So,
Yeah, because Christina said that at the beginning of this current episode that he still had a real one.
and he
Um,
still has it at the end of the episode.
I know. I don't know. It reminds me of Xander from 41. So
I pointed that out. I'm like, this is reminding me of Xander, who we all thought it was so impressive that he got to the end without having to play it, and then it didn't mean anything because he got no votes. So,
that is true. And I will say, I think I do give more props to Rizzo in
oh
this
yeah,
case because I think the circumstances of him not having to play it compared to Xander have been a lot more different. So I still think he's a threat to win.
yeah.
But it's
I
just
think
similar that they haven't played it. Yeah.
from what I've read, people just felt Xander was very performative. I don't think he was getting jury votes with or without the idol thing.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
we also see next on my notes, Yellow Sophie explains to us that she flipped because Steven and Christina weren't looping her in and would just assume she's with them. And that's a big thing. Like if you have an ally in this game, you have to make them feel included.
100%. Yeah, I do think it was a good move for Sophie last week, even though she got voted out this episode. I still think what happened at Final Eight, I believe, was the right move for her. I think just how people handled it afterwards was probably not the best, and it honestly probably wasn't really her fault. We'll get into
Yeah.
that, but I think she got screwed, in my opinion. But
Her like since the merge, my two favorite players have been the two Sophies. So,
yeah, mine have probably been Steven and Sophie.
yeah.
Like I don't know, like Sophie Segretti, who just got voted out.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know why she was like so invisible at the first half of the season. Like she was great TV. I really
I
enjoyed her.
know. I either me or Brett or Joe or both made a joke at one point pre-merge. She got a confessional, and we're like, "Wait, she's on this season?" Because she was
Yeah,
just invisible pre-merge.
Yeah,
So
which I don't really understand. Like I know she won immunity, so it didn't have to make sense to the story for like why she'd be
yeah,
getting shown, but still, like she was still good TV. Like
yeah.
I don't know if you remember when there was a journey earlier in the season, like she was wearing like a Robin Hood looking hat with like leaves and stuff on her head. I don't know if you remember what I'm
I
talking
forgot
about.
about that.
Yeah, but like it was like I want to know more about that. Like they didn't talk about that at all. Like it was so funny. But
Yeah, but now you mentioned that you think Sophie made the right move last episode. I agree. Our next scene here is her talking with someone who very much does not agree with that, and that is damage control with Sage.
I think both of the Sophies did as good of a job as they could have. I don't know if you agree with that or not,
Yeah,
but Sage is just a very emotional player. I know when we get to Tribal, we'll talk about Tribal, but I personally think Sage made a terrible move this episode and on who she wanted to vote out. So sometimes you can't do it. You
I
can't do it.
don't. The problem is the two names were Sophie and Savannah, and I really like both of them. So I don't
Yeah.
like. I do think it's weird. She's kind of had tunnel vision since the merge of I have to get this one person out,
And then
and
she
she's
decides
not
to
immune,
not
and
want to do
all of a sudden your
it.
mind changes.
I
But
know. I know. I don't understand it because now going into final six, the threesome of Rizzo, Savannah, and Sophie Belardi are all still together. That's half the tribe.
yeah,
Um,
and Rizzo has an idol.
exactly. And they also have, I mean, they don't know about Sophie's knowledge is power, but I mean, they I don't
Yeah.
understand how you can still leave that trio in the game at
I
final
fe-
six.
I feel like knowledge's power is going to get misplayed because Steven's advantage gets played before they leave.
Yes, and I know Dalton Ross confirmed that last night. Like, if Steven plays it before tribal and then Sophie tries to steal the block a vote, she can't do anything.
Yeah, and then you
So,
lose your advantage. So
correct. So,
him playing that before they leave just adds such a wrinkle in. But we were talking about the Sage damage control, and in that scene, she says you just handed Savannah the win. And then by like at some point that flips to threat assessment is Sophie is the biggest threat that we all need to get rid of.
like, I don't
I don't
understand it.
understand how
I,
it's not just Sage. No one on this cast does threat assessment in a way that I understand.
I know. And like, obviously, we're looking at the edit. We know Rizzo and Savannah are both on 50. So we like ourselves probably assume that they're bigger threats, probably the biggest threats because they're on 50. They must do something great.
Yeah.
And we don't see Sophie as much in the edit, so maybe we just don't think she's as big of a threat as she actually is on the island. Like what people think on the island might not be the same as what's in the edit. And like she was obviously still a big threat. Like she's an immunity challenge threat.
Oh
She won
yeah.
the immunity, and like she's voted right every time. But
But when
if I'm looking at that on the island, how do you think Savannah's not a bigger threat in my opinion? Like
I I agree with everything. We're not seeing the whole story. They see things. But when you literally said you just handed her a win in the
I
beginning of
know.
the episode,
And then you decide to not vote her out later in the same episode.
and like,
Where
even though she's kind of against everyone on the side of the game, I enjoy Sage. She's been fun TV. I do not understand some of her decision making this episode or threat assessment, but she's a solid player for sure.
completely agree. I've really enjoyed her most of the season. I just think that she did not make a good move tonight specifically.
Collecting a jar of blackhead zits is funny content. She's given us some hilarious moments. It's just she definitely started off this episode playing with her emotions, and that's fair. She just got blindsided. We probably would all react the same way. But
Hmm. But if you're in a game for $1 million, you know
yeah,
you can go back to camp at that night pissed. The second you go to bed and wake up the next morning, you got to get back to the game and figure out what's best for my game. I'm here for 6 more days for a chance for $1 million.
yeah,
Got to think, okay, what is the best move for me strategically, not emotionally? And she just didn't do that.
yeah. Again, threat assessment with this entire cast. That's not just a Sage thing.
Yep.
It's also we were so like it was so important us to get rid of Jawan last week because he's such a threat to win, and I did not see that until they said it. So
I think that was probably something they saw on the because I could see their reasoning for why he could win. Like he played the middle for most of the merge until he got voted
yeah,
out. But I still think it's
but
just
not as
yeah.
strongly as they saw that. I
Oh
didn't.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Just threat assessment's weird, but oh
Yeah.
well. This next scene that I have here is really interesting. It's other Sophie, Sophie B, tells us how long she's been working with Savannah and Rizzo, and she feels close with them, and even closer than some of her friends in real life. But she's a clear number three. She doesn't see herself winning against them, so she needs to flip at some point. For some reason, this took me by surprise. It makes total sense, but I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand the reasoning of, oh, I'm number three because it is a final three. So like if you're number three, that means you would get to the end with them. But obviously she just doesn't think she can
I
beat
mean,
them.
yeah, but if
So
you're at four and the fourth person wins immunity, they're going to protect each other over you.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Um, I think she's played a really good game. She's had a great story, and but obviously Rizzo and Savannah also have. So I don't blame her for wanting to flip on them. I know she ended up not doing it this episode. Maybe she just thought it was too early, like maybe wait one more round. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But she voted out someone that would have been willing to help her with that move.
that's a
So,
very good point. Um, I if I don't know if you want to wait to discuss like what could happen next week until the
oh, you're
end,
fine.
but like maybe if she's wanting to flip on them next week, like they could go to Steve, she could go to Steven and like ask what his advantage is, and like the four of them could still flip on Rizzo and Savannah next week, and they could even split the vote if they wanted to. So there's still
Yeah.
a potential for her to get them out.
I'll ask this question that popped into my head because, like you said, based on online leaks, we're all assuming Savannah and Rizzo are on 50. What's the like lowest placement either of them could have gotten to have been invited back for a landmark season?
So it's weird because like Tiffany from 46, she got eighth place. So and like she's the worst placing person on 50. So I guess technically you could say eighth place.
Yeah,
But going into this season, at least from my perspective, like if you're gonna put someone on 50 that literally just played a season prior, like they had to have done a lot better than eighth place in my opinion. Like I would have
yeah,
imagined at least finale. If one of them goes next week, I still think it makes sense.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
When
I would have imagined at least finale, at least the beginning of the season.
when we drafted the other like four or five people in our draft, I don't remember how many people we had total, but everyone in the draft but me is convinced that one of these two wins because the cast we know only has two winners and there's three tribes.
Yeah, and Savannah's on that third tribe with neither of the winners, so everyone thought Savannah wins.
Which I could see, but I'm not convinced that they wouldn't just do an all stars and have a tribe with no winners. I know that was 20 years ago, but I'm not
Yeah,
convinced they wouldn't.
I complete. So before this season started, I was convinced Savannah won. Like I thought there was no way Savannah did not win this season. But now where we are today, like from an edit perspective, from like how the game shapes up going into final six, like I definitely see her not winning. Like she definitely still could, but I
I think
think
it's her or Sophie are my
I think
two
so.
guesses.
I think Sophie's probably the best, like probably the
That's what
biggest.
I'm rooting for it to be Sophie. I met both of them at Bryson Wynn. They're both
Oh, really?
amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
The two Sophies, not Sophie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I that's awesome. I wish I could meet them. So, yeah.
So Sophie beat. I brought my Jeff Probst Survivor hat that you've seen and had was having everyone I met sign it, and Sophie B signed it better, Sophie.
I
And
guess
then
because she plays
Sophie
better.
S saw that, so
Yeah.
that was hilarious. But yeah, I'm watching her next week to see if she pulls this move and flips. And just the problem is the people she wants to flip on are people she trusts way more than the people she would be working with to make that flip.
That's true. One thing she could do, but maybe she's been thinking about this, like let's say they want to vote out Rizzo or Savannah at six. She could steal Rizzo's idol, vote one of them out, and then have an idol for five, and then she's guaranteed final four at fire making at least.
Yeah,
So if she did that, she'd be guaranteed final four.
that's
So
true.
yeah.
Yeah, going to four with three people or you just joined their group though would make me nervous because again, immunity could go anywhere, and then they've all been working together for a little while.
100%. Um, if you think about it, I mean, how confident is Sophie in making fire? I don't know, but if she's confident, then she could be there. If I think
Yeah,
about this, if let's say the final four is Steven, Christina, Sage, and Sophie, I would imagine Steven probably wins immunity, takes Christina to the end. So then it's probably her versus Sage and fire making. And isn't Sage actually like supposed to be pretty good at that or no?
maybe.
Because I know she has like an ex-military background. I have no idea, but
Yeah.
I don't remember, but. Maybe she could beat Sage in a fire making comp. I don't know.
So, speaking of Sage, we also see Sophie tell Sage that she's willing to flip on Savannah and Rizzo. And Sage wasn't exactly buying this at first.
I don't blame her
I
because,
don't
like,
either.
I mean, how
I
could you?
mean,
Yeah,
why would you? But
I know.
also, Sage is so set on getting Savannah out, and everyone knows it. If you were going to target Sage, wouldn't that be what you would tell her to make her feel comfortable?
Pretty much.
So,
And if she's so headstrong on getting Savannah out, why did she not do it this episode? I don't understand. I know she
I
was
don't know. This has
bitter. I
been
know
her like goal for 3 episodes now.
she was bitter at Sophie Segretti for like the smile she made after Jawan got voted out, but
Yeah. Oh
still, like
wow.
you, oh wow, you wanted
A
Savannah
vote
out the
went
whole
her way
time.
and she was happy about it. Sue her.
I know,
Right.
I know.
But like since like Sage's thing was get Shannon out for a while, and then since that happened, it's been eyes locked on Savannah, and that just
And
flipped all of a sudden.
she was literally the deciding vote if you think about it, because you know Segretti's already voting Savannah. I
You
mean,
know.
Steven and Christina are like sitting ducks that don't have really much, like they don't have an alleyway to do much. So you could literally just go to them, tell them, hey, we're all voting Savannah out 4-3. They can't do anything about it. Like, let's hope Rizzo doesn't play the idol on her. Like,
And if they
and she
had
goes home.
gone that way, Sophie B would have also, I think.
Probably, probably. I don't know if they tell Sophie just because they might be worried Sophie would tip one of them off.
Yeah.
But if they would have told her, she probably still would have gone with them. I agree.
So our next scene here is a boat shows up with a note that doesn't just say someone's going on a journey. There's an extra word in here that throws everyone off more than I've ever seen one word in a note throw people off. But we're going on a strenuous journey, and everyone wants Steven to go home. They don't want him to get an advantage. But that word strenuous makes everyone say they don't want to do it. So Steven ends up being the only one that says he wants to go.
This is horrible gameplay from the other six people on that
What
cast.
is this?
Terrible. Rizzo is one of the biggest fanboy not game bot, but fanboy like super fans this show has ever seen have on the cast. He's probably played a million online games like us. How does he allow this? How? Has
It's
he been
Survivor. Everything's strenuous, I would think.
has Rizzo been on a journey this season? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
So he's eligible to go. I don't understand why you would allow Steven to just go when he's clearly on the bottom and you guys want him out next. Like, at least draw a rock. If you draw a rock and Steven gets it, so what? But at least you tried.
People, they were so afraid of the word strenuous, and
I know, it makes no
it's
sense. It's
crazy.
Survivor.
Yeah, you're starving on an island. Everything's probably strenuous.
And I know they're very low on energy. Obviously it's Survivor, but
Yeah,
like if I think about it, I would honestly probably prefer a task like Steven did this episode over like a really difficult puzzle that like will I know how to solve it? Will I not know how to solve it? Like if it's
yeah.
strenuous, I'm gonna be exhausted, but at least I know for a fact I'm gonna be able to complete it.
I think not knowing what the task was or how hard and strenuous it would be is what scared them.
I know
Because if
it's
it's that
yeah,
hard, then you lose your vote.
100%. Um, I just don't understand like how you let him get on that boat.
I don't know.
I don't understand it at all.
And so after that, we see both Sophies talking about what to do if they can't get Steven out. and they're both kind of in agreement that Savannah or Rizzo should go if Steven can't. And I'm thinking, cool, my two favorite players in the game. We're gonna ride together. We're gonna go to the end. And that did, of course, did not happen. We've already spoiled Sophie S goes home. But I
Yeah,
was riding high on that scene, watching them plan together.
I know. And then it didn't end up mattering. But
No. So
yeah,
we mentioned the journey. We go to the journey, and the way it works is there's this pot dangling above a platform in the water or something like that, and there's a valuable advantage inside of it, and you can't smash it until you undo a combination lock. And this is kind of insane, honestly. The way you get the numbers for the lock is to run around the perimeter of the island, and the numbers are at different stations around. Yeah, you have to run a full lap around the whole freaking island. And if you
yeah.
take too long, the tide rises and the pot smashes.
This journey was my biggest problem with this episode.
It's
Um,
insane.
so I think this was the worst slash easiest journey in the history of the new era, and it's not even close.
Yeah, it sounds hard, but
Yes.
with as much as they freaked out about the word strenuous, I was kind of expecting more.
So obviously it's going to be very taxing and it's going to make you, whoever does it, you're going to be exhausted.
Yeah,
Yes. But when it showed a preview of the challenge, like the dream team doing it or whatever, like while Steven's like explaining what the challenge is, it like shows the pot go to the very top of the rope and then drop in the water, and that's how he would lose if it were to be that. But then you see when Steven actually gets the advantage at the end, the pot was nowhere near the top of like the bar. Like
yeah.
where I don't know, did you catch that or no?
I did not, but that's interesting.
Like if you rewatch it, when he goes to smash the pot was nowhere near like the top. So he could have walked around that island probably 3 times and he probably would have like still gotten it. It was so stupid.
I
It
think
was
this
so
has
dumb.
potential if you give the pot less time somehow, or if you do it on a much bigger island.
Yeah, I agree. Go back and rewatch it because it's actually so dumb, like how much time he
Like
had.
when
And
I
like,
heard strenuous and and again, I'm probably overhyping it because of how much everyone freaked out about it. My mind went to like season 40, the log challenge out on Edge.
yeah, yeah, that Ethan almost died in. So, um, I love Steven. I'm rooting for him a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he got that advantage, but I just didn't like that. And also the editing I thought was terrible. Like not to Steve, I don't blame Steven. It's just like the way the editors edited it and like how the producers made him tell it in his confessional. He talked about the tide rising, the numbers he has to remember, running around the island, and all that stuff about 10 times. He literally said the same 3 things like 10 times as the segment was going on. And I was like, okay, we get it. We know what you have to do. It's not hard at all. Just do it.
Yeah,
I
it
it,
was not a good episode if you like hard challenges because the
yeah.
immunity challenge got some complaints too.
The immunity challenge I actually did like, and we'll talk about that when we get there.
I liked it.
I did too.
There was a
Um,
former player that I'll read a tweet from that did
okay.
not like it. But
But and again, I still really liked the episode, but the
yeah,
journey, I hated the journey like a lot. I don't. The task itself is not bad. I think they should just made it more difficult.
yeah. It
But just
sounds hard. Like you hear, oh,
yeah,
run around the entire island.
if he had way less time, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But he had literally all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So.
I think they just need to, I don't know, make it to where the pot falls sooner and then it's
Oh,
fine.
also, I saw this online. Do you remember in 45 in the finale episode where they had to like run through the woods and like figure out like the number combination and Jake O'Kane like remembered the winners,
Yeah.
JT, Gabler, and Denise for the
Yeah.
number combination. Do you
That was
remember that?
incredible.
It was the same exact combination this episode. 18, 43, 25. The same combination.
I want to face palm, but also if I was out there, I don't know that I would have remembered that combination from that many seasons ago. So
I
I'm not going to
remember
be
that
too hard on him for that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that scene because I think it's a great scene from
Yeah.
45. I just wouldn't have expected them to use the same exact combination again, so I wouldn't have tried it. But
I remember the scene and him using winners, but JT's the only one I remember.
yeah, it was JT,
Oh,
Gabler, and Denise. So it was the same exact combination.
that's hilarious. I
Yeah.
love that. And so Steven does get the advantage. And this is an interesting advantage. It's a secret block of vote. And the reason I'm so intrigued is that he doesn't play it at tribal. He plays it before they leave. That's
I
interesting. I don't know that I've seen that.
I do like that little implement.
Yeah, we've
I
seen block of votes, but we haven't seen it like secret like this where they don't know who's blocking them.
um I think we have actually, haven't we?
Maybe.
Um,
Not
I,
that I
I, I,
can.
I wonder if they put it, you have to play before tribal, so like they knew that it wouldn't get stolen from a knowledge is power to like make it a little bit more powerful. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I like it.
I do too. Rizzo is convinced he knows what it is when we get back to camp, though.
I don't blame him to be honest. That's what I probably would have imagined it would have
He
been.
is fully convinced it's a vote steal, and he tells Sophie that, Sophie B, and that it's going to be used on him. And we see Sophie's tell us she's not worried about Steven having an advantage. And this is where I wrote, yeah, but he plays it before tribal. You could lose your advantage,
Yeah, which she doesn't know, which is so funny.
which no
Um,
one else has an advantage. So at this point,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
I don't blame Rizzo for thinking it's a steal vote because I probably would too, but he definitely misplayed how he thought what that information was. Like,
well, because he went and confronted Steven about it.
yeah, which was terrible. And Steven objectively has a worse advantage. So Steven can just make Rizzo think that he has a better advantage than he actually does.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
Rizzo's more scared and
yeah,
more
yeah.
paranoid than he normally would be.
Steven did a phenomenal job with it. And like when he got back to camp, I think everything he did was perfect.
Uh-huh.
I thought he did a phenomenal job.
And he even tells us in confessional during this Rizzo scene. He's like, yeah, Rizzo thinks I have an advantage that's a level better than it is. So if I let him think that, he'll be a whole level more scared than he should be and
Yeah.
more paranoid. And Rizzo plays right into it. This is a good Steven episode. We haven't had a Steven episode like this yet.
I really like Steven a lot. I want him to win. I don't think he's going to. He definitely
Yeah.
could.
I
Um,
I
but
love at Tribal Council when he asked Probst if Probst wanted a space analogy
kangaroo.
or a kangaroo analogy, and Probst said kangaroo, and he goes, "Oh, I didn't think you'd choose that. I only have space."
Um,
Fantastic.
do you remember the thing he said earlier in that episode about like during the challenge when he was giving all those space facts? He said apparently you can fit every planet in our solar system between the Earth and the moon and there'd still be more space.
I remember
That
being shocked by that.
that blew my mind. I would have
Yeah.
never thought that. That is crazy.
He was also giving me Christian Hubicki flashbacks
Oh,
from the challenge,
100%.
just reading
Yeah.
off facts.
Yeah.
But we move into the immunity challenge where Sophie B and Steven both recognize it. Steven gives us his Probst impression and explains it, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it
Sophie
reminded
had
me
the
of Rome.
opportunity to do that and turned it down, which is also hilarious.
It reminded me of Rome when Rome sat in Jeff's seat at Tribal and
Yeah.
started talking like Jeff.
Rome, yeah. Rome, I like. I've met him. I didn't love him on the show. I met him at the second of the three Bryson wins I've been to, and he was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's just outside holding, there's a little outside area, just holding court, talking to a bunch of people at once, like you'd expect. But
That's cool.
he was really cool, took a picture with us. So, but the way the challenge works is you're attached to a rotating disc that spins when you move because the rope pulls on it. And you're stacking the immunity blocks, they spell immunity, on top of it. And I didn't mind this. I thought it was interesting. It seemed harder to me than it actually ended up being. Let me find this tweet from Sam Phelan on 47, though.
Okay, I love Sam, so I'm
Yeah,
really curious to hear what you are about to read because I haven't seen this.
yeah. I do not like that immunity challenge. That was literally just walking from point A to point B. I am confused. Why change the classic? I mean, it's
I
spins. It's not just walking back and forth. A few of
I
those almost fell. One of them did fall.
Yeah, I think I disagree with him. I'm a huge fan of Sam,
Oh
but
yeah,
I think he's probably getting at that it probably wasn't hard enough, right? Because like only Sophie
yeah.
polarities fell, I believe, and no one else's fell once.
I was convinced
Um,
Stevens was going to.
yeah, like it was so lopsided. I actually really liked it because a bit tipsy is the name of like the regular one where it's just like the really flimsy board. Um, so I like to call this one a bit tipsy on steroids.
Nice.
Um, they varied it. I mean they like
Yeah,
changed it a little bit. Like why not? Like we've watched that challenge probably 15 times. And I
yeah,
really do love the original, but I mean, why not change it up once? I mean, who cares? I liked it. There were like the little tiny hurdles that they had to step over when they were walking backwards as well for them to think about. And like it just looked aesthetically cool with like the bucket going up and down behind them. And I liked
yeah.
it.
It was really cool. We're also playing for spaghetti, so that's fun. And I do appreciate that we finally have a new era season that most of the rewards are not at the sanctuary where good things happen. I don't mind the sanctuary where good things happen, and yes, I call it by that full name when I reference it for just
That's hilarious that
for
you
my
say
own entertainment because he can't say that's how he says it every time for some reason.
where good things happen.
But like most of them, like we'll get a few like regular rewards here and there, but most of them have been at camp this season again. We've gone to the sanctuary once, maybe twice, I think. So
I think the sanctuary thing, they should only go there if like there's family letters or if they're
yeah,
spending the night. Like we'll do it once a season.
I
Like
don't.
and like make it up to be even better than what it already is. Like
No,
I completely agree with you. The
I don't mind
sanctuary,
it at all. They just overuse it.
I agree. So what's worse? The sanctuary where good things happen or the fried chicken and waffles chant from last season? Do you remember that?
Okay, I've seen so many people online, like Facebook, Twitter, complain about the fried chicken and waffle song. I love that. I thought
You
that was
like
hilarious.
it was so cringy. I don't blame the players last season for like singing with Jeff. I just think Jeff like forcing that was so stupid.
It's like so many people are complaining about the Uncle Jeff, Uncle Jay this season. I okay, they can call him what they want to. It doesn't
I,
phase me, but
yeah, I kind of I'm on the side of disliking it more than liking it, but I don't hate it. Like it doesn't
yeah.
bother me too much.
I'm definitely the minority on fried chicken and waffles, but I thought that was hilarious, and Shaheen rapping to it was even better.
Oh, the Shaheen like his sounds that he was making like during the challenges,
Oh yeah,
the ancient voice, those were hilarious. Those were awesome.
yeah. So in our challenge, Steven wins immunity, and about his last three blocks, I was convinced the thing was gonna fall over.
Same.
Which I like Steven, but Sophie B is one of my two favorite players, and she was right behind him, so I was kind of
Pulling
rooting
for
for
her.
him. Because also at this point we've heard Sophie S's name, so I think, but I didn't want to see either her go, so I needed Steven to be available. I'm happy Steven's here. I like him, but I didn't want to lose who we lost. So
Sure.
mixed feelings there.
I was glad he won because I figured if he wasn't winning, he was probably going home. And he's like the biggest underdog on the season in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I want him to be there for something that we can also root for on the other side. Um, because Christina's fine, but she's not gonna win. So like at least Steven has winner potential. So
She's on my draft team. I drafted Savannah and her and Alex. And I won
okay.
I think I've already clinched winning our draft. So,
Nice.
which the same person has won the last three in a row, and I haven't been great. So I'm happy with this season.
Good. Yeah, so you have to retain it for 50.
So yeah, which will be hard because I'm gonna want to take D because that's my girl, but I just don't think they're gonna let winners get very far.
Yeah, I doubt it. We'll see though. I mean, I just want Colby to and Rick Devens, but I doubt they go very far either. So we'll see.
I need Devins to go far. I need that guy on my screen.
I love him and I love Colby. Like if either of them won somehow, oh my God.
I'll
But
be rooting for D, but
I like D too. Yeah.
there's a lot of people I would be happy to see well. If Stephanie finally got a win on her fourth try, that would be amazing.
That
Like
would also be good. The only person on the season that I've met is Chrissy, so I'm really rooting for Chrissy because she's great. But
her and Tiffany were the two. If I'm being totally honest, I saw the cast. I'm like, they're on here
I'm not
on a
surprised they
on
put
a landmark
Chrissy.
season like this.
That's true. I'm not surprised they put Chrissy on though because like before the cast got announced, like Jeff said that like Chrissy like told him that she went another chance and like he was probably going to give her another chance sometime because he felt bad about the fire making situation. So I wasn't
Yeah.
shocked. But
Our audience has heard me say this, but I'll say it to you. I honestly, I prefer a vote. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Fire as much as most people do at four because his reasoning makes sense to me. And what he has said is like these players who are like, take a Jesse for example, who are like these front runners, favorites to win, super great players, an easy vote out at four. Fire gives them a chance to get past that and still make it to the end. The problem is those people get voted out at five now.
yes, probably, but at least at five, there's still the opportunity of there being an idol in play. So
Yeah.
it is another chance. I personally love fire.
Yeah.
I think it's way better than a vote at four. Um,
That's a hot take.
I don't like in 35 that they didn't tell them until Final
Yeah.
Four. I think they definitely need to know ahead of time so they can try to
Yeah.
plan around it. But at four, it
Yeah.
just gives bigger threats another chance to make the end, and it gives it a more of a chance for there to be two big threats at Final Tribal. And I mean, if there's more threats, it just makes a better Final Tribal
Yeah. Like take 41, which is not probably my least favorite New Era season, but it's a good
by
argument.
far.
We went, I don't know about you, I went into that finale saying if Ricard makes the end, he wins. There's no way they'll let him get there. And I think he went at five. But like, if
Yeah,
he
he
had
did.
made it to four and there's a vote, there's nothing he can do if he doesn't have immunity. It doesn't matter how good of a player he is.
Exactly.
Fire does give him that chance to win his way to final tribal.
Exactly. Like I just it gives the bigger threats another chance. So
Yeah.
I it just I just think it makes for better TV.
I do wish he had made final tribal though, while we're on the topic of Ricard.
Well, that was such a random final three. So yeah, I mean,
He wins that season if he makes it to the end, I'm pretty sure.
100%. I hate 41, so
It's yeah.
it's
Well,
terrible.
a lot of Survivor Twitter hates 43. I think it gets too much hate. I like it. I love
I love
Jesse.
43. I think it's great.
Jesse's incredible. I wanted him to be on 50, but
Yeah, I know, I agree. I love Cody, like
yeah.
Cassidy. The cast on 41 I don't hate. I just the season itself was just
Yeah.
terrible. The way it was produced was horrible. But
43 gets hate because people don't like who won, but it wasn't
so
edited
what?
well.
Yeah, I liked it.
We didn't get much of the winner, so people were shocked and upset when he won. If they had shown us more of him,
Yeah, that's fair. But
oh well. So Steven wins. He gets the reward. He takes Christina with him and then also chooses Rizzo because Rizzo's been without food the longest. And this is one of the people you want to get out. So you're going to give him food.
I
I
don't
don't mind it. I saw people pointing out that it was a bad move on Twitter, and it is, but I mean, I don't mind it. It's a cool thing to do.
I want to know like his true intentions. Like I wonder if like he actually just genuinely felt bad or if
Yeah.
like he wanted to try to talk shop with Rizzo and like try to work something out.
My
I,
mind
I
went to, well, if Rizzo's on reward with me, I know he's not back at camp plotting.
That's another good
I
point.
can keep
Like
an eye
yeah,
on him this way.
that's a good point. Um I don't hate it. I mean, who else was he supposed to take?
I
Like
don't know. That's a tweet I saw from someone is that this is the guy you're wanting to take out and you're feeding him. And that made me chuckle because, like, yeah, but there's other reasons.
besides the fact that you're feeding him, honestly, I think the best play might have honestly been to take him and Savannah or like him and Sophie, like to try to talk shop with as many people because you already know Christina's with you. And also that means you can have Christina back at camp watching what else is going on.
Yeah.
But
But at reward, Rizzo tells Steven he wants Sophie S to go home. And this might be the first time we hear her name. I don't know. But this is the first time we hear Rizzo say it. I'm like, huh. she just like kind of joined this alliance last week and they're already turning on her. That's not good for my rooting interests.
Yeah, I think Sage said that she wanted Sophie out earlier in the episode because she was pissed. But
That's
other than
right.
other than that, I think this was the first time someone said her name.
Sage
Um,
said that, but I don't know how much I believed it because I'm like,
sure,
this is the night you just got
it's
blindsided
just
and
her
you
being
had
pissed.
tunnel
Yeah.
vision for 3 episodes. So
hmm
I
I
won't say tunnel vision. I'll reserve tunnel vision for like Katuro with Bruce, but
yeah, that I hated that, but yeah.
that was just a weird season-long vendetta that felt
I did not
one-sided.
like I did not like Katora. I did not like her, but
I started. They started giving her a likable edit after Bruce went home, and we started learning her backstory. But her entire story for 80% of the
yeah,
season.
I know. It was just I can't stand Bruce.
So
Anyway, I think this was the perfect move for Savannah and Rizzo.
yeah,
For everyone else, not so much. But
at the reward when Rizzo says this, Christina agrees with the Sophie plan to Rizzo, but doesn't mean it. She tells us she still wants Savannah out. So
but
this
then
this is where
yeah,
I'm like, okay, it's one of two people that I like going home. I'm not going to be happy about this boot.
yeah. So I know she wanted Savannah out. I don't know. I guess I wonder if she just found out that like, hey, like me and Steven don't have the numbers here. Like everyone's just gonna vote Segretti. Like I guess we just have to do the same thing. Um, if so, then I guess there was nothing she could do. But
Yeah, this is where I wish the online leaks hadn't happened and we didn't know. Because, like, knowing she comes back next season, I'm like, okay, well, it's not going to be Savannah. It's going to be Sophie going into Tribal.
that's the one problem with this season because
And
every
that's,
every single vote this post merge, it's either been this person's going home or Rizzo, or this person's going home or Savannah. So you know every single time it's going to be the other person because Rizzo and Savannah are not going home.
and to be fair, that's not production's fault. They're not
It's
the
not,
ones that
no.
leaked it. And, like, the fan base did this to itself.
Yes, it's just why put them on 50 then if you know they know it's going to get leaked. Like Survivor, they're not the CBS is not stupid. They know it's going to get leaked. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, just be more careful with your information.
I guess, but
All the casting rumors that were swirling around, half of those were wrong.
that's true. So
Half of Survivor Twitter was convinced Amanda Kimmel was coming out of wherever she's been off the grid,
yeah, I know for like that little brief period of time and then
which
she was not. But
you know how big of an Amanda fan I am. I never believed that for a second. I'm like, she's off the grid for a reason. She's not coming back to the show.
oh man, that would have been something. I wish.
Oh, it would have been amazing, but
Yeah.
I take casting rumors with a grain of salt. But this leak definitely seems to be true with how good they're doing.
I
So
wanted Elizabeth Hasselback. She would have been great.
yeah,
But
there's so many people that were in the running that
I know.
people were going to be disappointed no matter what. I think we got a good cast.
I agree.
But back at camp, we see Sage and Savannah talking, and they kind of both saying they want Sophie S gone. And I wrote down, I still don't buy this from Sage. I'm at this point in the episode, I'm still convinced she's going for Savannah for some reason.
I agree. Like, why wouldn't she be? She's been so headstrong on getting her out. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why she just didn't want to. I don't get it. I don't
And
get it.
Sophie B is there and agrees with both of them. And I wrote, I'm not sure if I buy it from her or not either. So, but again, I mean, they wouldn't. I don't think they were going to bring Savannah back if she goes home here. You mentioned Tiffany went home eighth. I wouldn't have brought her back, to be honest. But
Yeah,
not
I don't
placement wise. But
I agree. Yeah, I 100%.
yeah, that's nothing against Tiffany. It's just a
Yeah, I
season like 50.
I completely agree. The fact that they have 12 new era people on it is crazy. But
Yeah, and no one from the 20s.
yeah, I know. So,
But and we also see Sophie at B tell Rizzo that Sophie S wants Savannah out. Like y'all were planning that together. You're throwing her under the bus. I don't like this. I like Savannah too, so I really wasn't going to be happy here. And I
Yeah.
just wrote, I hope Sophie stays. This seems like an obvious vote, and the obvious vote almost never goes home. Is the only thing I was holding on to here.
What did you want to have happen? I guess them vote
I
out
don't
Sage.
know. I knew I was going to be unhappy with the vote at this point because we only heard two names the whole episode.
Because
So,
like from your perspective, they're not going to vote out Christina because she's not a threat whatsoever. So like Sage is the only other option.
and we never heard it once.
Exactly. So yeah.
But and then we get to Tribal, and like we said, Sophie goes home. But did you have anything from like Tribal itself and the discussions there?
Honestly, no.
Same.
I have another hot take. So
Yeah.
everyone hates live tribals, right?
I didn't used to. Then 40 happened and they became super common and they became annoying. Now they're rare again. So I kind of like it again.
Yeah, okay. So I agree. 40, it did get out of hand. But I think for the most part, tribal council is the worst part of the episode. It always is. Like it's usually just stale conversations of people trying to answer Jeff's questions in like a convoluted way without them actually giving away what they're gonna
Yeah.
do. So at least live tribals like spice it up a little bit. Like I don't, to
Yeah.
be honest, I can't tell you a single conversation that happened at tribal last night. I can't because I don't pay
Yeah.
attention because it doesn't matter.
I
Uh,
remember Christina saying everyone knows who I'll be voting for and implying it was Savannah, and then it wasn't. So,
oh, okay. Okay. I don't remember her saying that exact thing, but I do remember Christina and Savannah like
yeah.
saying how they don't like each other very much. But I don't pay attention to it because
Yeah.
it does not matter.
Except,
Um,
I mean, we mentioned Devins. He made tribal council fun.
yes, he did. I love Devins.
And you've got Ron and whoever giving him an idol he knows is fake, so
Yeah,
he
that
guilt
was great.
trips them and like plays it in front of the jury so everyone knows they gave him a fake idol and lied to him.
I like okay, so then maybe I guess the answer is that you don't need live tribals because then you still don't know what's happening. But like I guess I more so want people doing, I guess, what Christina and Savannah did more often and like
Yeah.
maybe yelling at each other and like disagreeing with each other and shouting at each other
Yeah.
and like
But
something happening. Like instead of it
but
just
also don't do what the 38 cast did and become
oh with the Julia Carter boot.
no, with the metaphors.
Oh God, yeah. I don't
With the
like the meta.
pilots and passengers every week.
Yeah, and the drivers and the it's just like there's
I will
always
say we got the phrase "you're such a passenger, Rick" out of one of those episodes. Someone said that. I don't even remember who. But
I feel like there's a new analogy every single season. I
someone
don't
needs to tell Jeff to lay off the metaphors and analogies a tiny bit.
I don't know how they need to fix it. I just wish they would fix tribal because it's so stale. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And it takes up 10 minutes of them just talking about bullshit. I don't
I
care.
almost never have notes from tribal council.
There's no need. It doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
I, I usually just sit on my phone during tribal and I like half pay attention, like half look at my phone and
I was on Reddit during part of it, I think.
exactly. It's literally the worst part of every single episode, unless something like
Unless
spicy
Steven's
happens.
running a lap around an island, then that's worse for you.
It wasn't it wasn't the complete journey itself. It was just the way it was edited and like the way it was set up. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
But
Sophie S does end up going home. That is our episode. This was really fun, dude.
I agree. I'm sad Segretti went home. I really liked her.
Yeah.
Uh, so what do you think's gonna happen before we go then? What do you think's gonna happen? What rest of the time?
Oh, I have no clue. I think it's gonna come down to Sophie. Is
Yeah,
she gonna actually flip or is she gonna stay with them?
that's
And
a
is
good point.
Rizzo's idol gonna come out?
If she flips, I think she wins. If she does not flip, Savannah probably wins.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what likelihood it is that she does or not. I thought if she was going to, this would have been the episode with her and Sophie and Sage.
Maybe she does it next week and takes the idol and uses it at 5, though. We'll see. We have no idea.
Oh, true. She could take his idol. That thought hasn't even crossed my mind because of how tight they all were.
Yeah, maybe she
But
flips. I don't know, but
that would be crazy.
yeah,
But yeah, I want to see her win. So as long as she doesn't go home, and I
I
don't think there's much of a chance of that.
I
But
agree.
yeah, well, this has been fun. You'll be back next week. Hopefully, we have a third person in here too.
Yes,
So
sir.
everyone, grab your torches and head back to camp. Bye, everyone.